Hello team, how's it going? Welcome to Combat Ready HQ. Welcome to today's video where we're going to be discussing my thoughts and opinions of where I think the British Army and the military are failing with recruitment and retention, and how I feel they could change a few things to hopefully boost numbers within the military. In the news recently, we've seen a lot of information, a lot of headlines about the Chief of Staff saying we are not prepared for a major conflict or war that is going to come in the next few years. We lack personnel, we lack equipment, so we are lacking in numbers. We need to possibly train the civilian population in the basics and have a citizen army, as they are calling it in the headlines. Comment below with what your thoughts are on this so far. Do you think we need a citizens army? Do you think there is going to be war? Do you think we could handle it? Comment below with what your thoughts are and I'll respond to them as quick as I can. But getting into it then, it all started around 12 to 13 years ago when the British Army, the MPs decided that we needed to lower the numbers of the British Army from approximately 100,000 down to around 80,000, and now we're going as low as 70,000. They offered loads of redundancies, loads of squaddies. Here's a load of money. We're going to train you up. We're going to pay you to leave. So a lot of them were like, yeah, all right then, why not? Been to Afghan, done Iraq, it's dying down. I'll go. I'll take the money as well. What they didn't anticipate though was for the amount of people that would also sign off if they didn't get redundancies. And since then, numbers have just been plummeting. We are losing more soldiers year in year than we are getting through the doors. And this is because they are just not offering a good package anymore. So the MPs and whoever else it was ruined it with the redundancies, so lowering the numbers in the first place when you could have just let it naturally happen. Secondly, they've taken away the package. Starting off with the package, okay, the pension. Everyone joined the military for the pension. Do 22, 24 years, retire at around age 40 and get paid half your pension, a nice lump sum, go and take some job after taking a battering through the military all those years and just sort of lead a quiet life. Took that away, changed it without even our permission. In the old days, when you went from the 75 to the 05 pension, you got asked if you wanted to go from the 75 to the 05. When it came from the 05 to the 15, they just told you it was happening. It's absolute rubbish. Shouldn't have done it. Pension, big thing. Next one is the pay freezes everyone has been receiving recently. Over the years, there's been so many pay freezes. They changed the pay system. They tell people they were better off, but they weren't. That year, I was meant to get a £1,600 pay rise. When the pay changes come into play, I got a £400 pay rise. So the pay was a major issue. Luckily, though, I will admit, last year they have resolved this, and the military, and especially the British Army, have received a very decent pay rise, and I think it reflects on how the soldiers have been working, and it is a good little benefit. So I'll give them that. Over the recent year, they have received a good pay rise. Food. So we're doing money, food, and we'll go on to the next one in a bit. Food is a big one. When I joined the military, it was literally in training, food was free. You didn't have to pay for it. You left training, you got to regiment, you paid approximately, I think it was around £4 a day or whatever. It was around £127 a month. Come out your wages before you even saw it. So on your pay slip, it said food something. I can't remember exactly what it was. So before you even had the money in your bank, the money was taken, so you didn't even miss it. That meant you had 3 square meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. No matter how skint you were, what was going on at home, how tough work was, you knew you were getting fueled correctly and you didn't have to worry about spending money on it. That was the best thing about the army. Good pension, accommodation, food, no matter what's going on, you're getting well looked after and they will look after you. But no, they brought in this stupid pay-as-you-dine system where you have to pay for your meals, you get overcharged, you get less food, poorer quality, you got civilians cooking it. They're called cooks, not chefs. They haven't even got a proper qualification. Right, and they charge you about £1.50 for the smallest bit of chicken, and then you want an extra bit because you're hungry, they charge you about another £2.50. A stupid salad at lunch that should be worth about £1.30 costs you about £5. Then the better meals that you have to pay a £5 for anyway, they only cook a limited number of them because they don't want to waste their money or food, so you have to be first in the queue to even get it. So if you don't get there on time, you get the scraps. Get rid of these civilian companies doing the food, bring back military chefs, Get rid of pay as you dine and give people 3 square meals a day. Good food. If you want to go up for seconds, go up for seconds. If you want as much drink as you want, have as much drink as you want. You're doing battle PT, you're doing exercise, you're running around the tank park, gun park, whatever it is, going out, working nights, doing long guard shifts. You should be getting free, well, not free food, but you should be paying a half decent price, which should just come at your wage. You shouldn't have to worry, and you should be able to get in off exercise and just go to dinner and not have to worry, not have to queue up for ages and pay. Pay as you dine, load of rubbish, get rid of it. Coming on from pay as you dine, only civilian companies, get rid of the civilian companies, the civilians. No offence to the civilians, but it just doesn't work in a military life, okay? You need military personnel running the military. We work all odd hours, we work differently, have different banter, look after each other differently. No offence to them, but they just get paid a salary. They just want to go to the office, work their hours, go home. Don't want to have to go to the clothing store and only be open a set time when you're about to run out on a course. You've got last minute dick in on a Thursday, Friday. You're off on course on a Sunday, right dick in. You haven't got half the kit because it's some fancy buckshy course. Right, you've got to get down the clothing store last minute and get... No, sorry, we're out of hours, we're not open, okay? You need a military personnel, someone who's on duty, ring up, right, can you get down the clothing store? I need this to go on this course. Or it's just out of hours, 6 o'clock in the evening, you're still working, right, go and get yourself a new smock, that one's ruined, go down the clothing store, right, ring up the duty bods and get in. No, it doesn't work. Same with the MT, motor vehicles transport. You're just dealing with civilian personnel and it just doesn't work because they only work their hours, their actual job. No offence, the military, because you're jack of all trades, you go from job to job, you sort of understand or you help each other out. That's just their sole job and that's what they want to do, and they just want to go home and get their salary. I find military squaddies, they just help each other out a little bit more. Me personally, try and get rid of as many civilian companies as possible, especially when you're out on exercise and you're dealing with like a load of crap. You just want to deal with your own regiment, your own unit, work whatever hours you need to and just get on with it. Civilian personnel and companies, all they think about is how can they get away on time and how can they save money. That is literally it. So sorry, it doesn't work. Next one then is event to training and just some perks, social events. Over my 16-year career, I just noticed it gradually changing. Adventure training started to calm down. We weren't going to, say, places like Newquay, Scotland, Wales as much. We weren't doing as many social events. They were really cutting down on drinking. If you had an event the next day or you were working, you couldn't drink the night before because you couldn't turn up a little bit hungover anymore as you get ag-eyed. And it really put people off. And then this social environment where this brotherhood and everyone knew everyone and you walked in each other's rooms and you got drunk most nights and you built this really good bond because you were going to go to war and fight, just didn't really happen because you got these single man rooms. They cut back on drinking, they cut back on social events, and they cut back on AT, where this AT was there for team building and relaxation. You work hard all year round, go away, do a bit of team building, but do something fun as well. Have a drink in throughout the year and while you're there, and just let your hair down. Doesn't happen anymore. So everyone just sort of becomes hermits, especially the younger guys, hide in their room. There's no proper brotherhood, no team building, right? No fun. Everyone's just scared, and it's just, it's a tough job. It's a crap job at times, but it's a really fun job also. But it is really, really tough. You need to be able to let your hair down and have a bit of fun. Bring back loads of AT, get people down adventure training, out skiing, up to Scotland bike riding, over to Wales, wherever it is. Should be doing 1 or 2 weeks worth of AT every year, I believe. Right, bit of team building and keep that morale up, especially if you're away on exercise a lot throughout the year. And finally, stop your budget cutting. Stop cutting back on exercises, kit and equipment. Test and trial what blokes and girls actually need, okay? We've gone through like 3 versions of Vertis to get to the final version, and half of it's still a load of rubbish, right? The first lot, don't even know what it was. Absolute pile of crap. Second lot, even worse. Third lot, 50-50, half decent. Helmet's actually pretty good. The body armour's all right. Bergen, load of rubbish. Daysat, pretty load of rubbish. Belt kit, pretty much a load of rubbish. Right, why not look at what blokes and girls were actually doing? So they were getting a Bergen, the standard old Bergen, and they were tailoring it. 3 utility pouches along the front with a poncho pouch on top, maybe a back pad wide in the straps, maybe an extra extended pouch on the top, some extra extended buckles. Good to go, bit of mesh pouching on the side. Everyone loved their Bergen. Why not just do the Bergens to that with a better back support? Why bring in this versus? It's completely different, where people still want pouches on the front. You've not actually done anything and made anything better. Weapon systems, not so bad. Boots, absolute load of crap. When they brought the Altbergs out, plastic, hard, useless. They weren't actual proper Altbergs. Not the reason people went to Altbergs. Same for the Akkus, not as decent as if you brought an actual pair of Akkus in my eyes. Exercises, you know, you weren't getting the same amount of ammunition from when I first joined the army. The rations, they sort of change and tweak slightly, and the exercises just feel like there's much sort of funding spent into it. But yeah, just trial and test kit equipment that people actually use. Like, stop doing deals from people who, like, you know, high up in the army or high up in politics, and they want to get a backhander. Actually look at what they were using, right? So they're using these boots, they're using these burgers, this is what they're doing to their Bergens, this is what they're doing to their day sacks. Okay, how can we do that at a slightly lower cost? We get it, it's expensive, but instead you just bring loads of kit in that's completely different, that blokes don't like. They tailor again, they don't like it, or they don't use it at all. Right, just look at what they actually want. Go and speak to them. I know you have these trial teams, but go and actually speak to the, you know, the blokes and girls at what they actually want. Right, I know this may probably seem like a bit of a rant, but I think there's major issues within the army, and I think retention is actually the main one. Yeah, you've got recruitment issues, and I'll go through that in another video, but the main thing I think is actually retention. You spent all this money on soldiers. Keep them, retain them, get them through the ranks. Why are you constantly wasting money on recruitment when you've got good soldiers already? You just need to learn to keep them. If you can learn to keep them, you can have an amazing fighting force. I've got many reasons of why I left, you know, and it's things that you didn't have to do, and I most probably would have stayed and finished a career. And I know there's so many other people that are either leaving or looking to leave because they're so unhappy. What people don't realise is a lot of unhappy people in the British Army right now, and if you actually just tweak the benefits slightly again, made it a little bit better, made it a little bit more fun again, you'd actually have a decent, good fighting force, and you would have to waste money on recruitment and training up loads of new soldiers. Let us know what your thoughts are on this, whether you think I'm right, whether you think I'm wrong. Always happy to debate, have a discussion with you in a comment section. If you did enjoy it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, turn notifications bell on, and I'll see you in a future video.